Ya students kun yang tang lunchik tene ka topic chi khurte ngati zukchen so discuss chen ngata dak sa sak pa tene topic first unit yang ne mangcha sar to ngata so tenge ikasilen chen the investment decision process ngata choose types of investment ngata commodities real estate financial assets choose so testing ngata topic chi tu Indian securities market yu ngata ma chono the market participants yu ngata ma chono and trading of securities yu ngata sum ngata ma choduk so testing ngata security market indices ngata tene index ngata tene na nifty nang sensex nang so tegun ngata cho so tena sola sources of financial information ngata tene source ngata khachik cho so concept of risk and return ngata cho so impact of taxes and inflation on return teotene na ngam pono ngata so yung tarung sai shi ngata discuss cho na return na ngata zuk chen so ma diring ngata chen Indian securities market so diring ngata tene topic pono le Indian securities market Indian securities market yeah securities market jena ngata so the market so where securities financial securities so that is ngata stocks and bonds are purchased and sold so sumbate ka market was Indian securities market na so the market where financial securities that is stocks and bonds are purchased and sold so basane trading of stocks and bonds so trading of securities takes place karungata tene trading of securities ngata trading jena otena purchase and sell jeno so te bocha te wangata jeno securities market te market pa agwa he so basane us ko langata tene auto discuss chen tangata securities market na ngata tene yang ata classification khachi gyut kya so the classification ma po ika kwechos te du yang bukchi na nge so kya te ina Kalyani publisher se bukchi to ba meda tena ma po chos te du equity market debt market so money market na ta banchut kya tena so capital market tena on the basis of domicile chose te du ngata so international market domestic market jasola tena ngata tena capital market na stock market na bond market alag se chose te du futures market so primary market secondary market to tena ngata izuna no capital market na tena money market so government securities market commodity market derivative market ma podu kya ngata se relevant botte ono ngata in a securities market classification major classification ba ta chuchen so o kavina ngata tene money market na capital market ngata so securities market classify chona ngata ngisina ngata major chacheno chik no money market na chik no capital market so yung ngata discuss chucheno tene capital market na khora ngata yut kya primary market na secondary market so primary market so bhai yung ngata chino isi yung ngata discuss chona tene matlab ki Indian securities market ngata classification bo matlab major classification bo sarte no so goma ngata first po ngata so money market yeah money market chino ngata so a financial market for short term financial assets is called money market so a financial market no so financial market for short term financial assets na tena securities no so financial assets is called the money market. Money markets na kawina ngata short term financial assets ngata trading chata ba purchase sell chat so masana short term na long term bo ta ngata kaukshi no zna ngata I short term so zerkan bo kay maturity ngata so maturity o kaltes ngata within ngata 1 year yot na ngata so te ngata short term zna ngata so matures within 1 year ka security maturity bo ngata within 1 year ngata mature chette wa ngata zeno short term ngata securities zeno so masana tate na mang pot kya jese ngata call money market kya treasury bill so call money ngata zeno iso short term ngata securities zeno treasury bill ngata short term securities zeno commercial bill ngata short term securities zano certificate of deposit langata CDZ ka wa short term deposit zano market short term securities zano commercial paper langata short term securities zano collateral loan langata short term securities zano chezena I changme ngata maturity bo alag kya swing ata 90 days odo swing ata 21 days odo sui 14 days odo sui ngata 364 days odo lekin 365 days sangma I ngata zuk changme met kya so securities changme maturity o te sangma yo man te fia yu ngata short term securities zano ka ngata deal chakane market pa zano money market hagwa deal means tena trading chakane hagwa he yeah so ngata you rere nang discuss chun ngata first po ngata so different types of ngata short term securities so yeah different types of securities which are traded in money market so number 1 bono ngata call money so yeah call money is no call money means the amount borrowed and lent by commercial banks for a very short period that is for one day to a maximum of 2 weeks. It is also called as interbank call money market. So the market was no call money market because the participants in the call money market are mostly commercial banks. So why you nangata participants mo mang chao suyo I market nangata call money malap izuk chokan bo ngata commercial banks yono he bank changma hago. So basane yung ngata tene so amount lent by and borrowed by commercial banks so amount lent and borrowed so lent zina ta skiste so tangches borrowed zina skiste kyongches agwa he by commercial banks for a very short period so that is ngata for 1 day to maximum of 2 weeks for 1 day to maximum 2 weeks मतलब 1 day na 14 days sak pa maturity yung at kya ba sumba minimum 1 day no maximum ngata 14 days I call money ngata tene izuk po so maturity period po call money o ngata man lo as a security test no you so jese ngata stock bond ngata te chok sikha shares debenture chok ngata test no kawina mangcha you participants kun ngata commercial banks kun no khone khorang gun chik na chi kane ye jagma chik ne jagma 14 days sak pa ngata penish kiste ta no ga kiste kyo no ga ote was no ta call money he so call money market is the core of the Indian money market which supplies short term funds. Call money market plays an important role in removing the routine fluctuations in the reserve position of the individual banks and improving the functioning of the banking system in the country. somba yu ngata tene short term fluctuation che bank ngata balance gune na teo metkan chuches la yu ngata so tewe ngata improve chola I ngata call money zerkan ngata tene short term security wo ngata option bo yotte no Indian ngata money market izupina so Indian ngata banking system na yu ngata macha yotte no next ngata treasury bill so second ngata I short term ngata azukpa zano treasury bill so yu macha ngata government ngata issue chono government matlab ki government behalf ka reserve bank of india he hago for meeting its short term financial commitments government issues these bills so matlab ki government la pene gosdom cha na matlab short term basis ka so sombasana government la short term basis ka ta financial ngata shortage chet na so tene kwe government chi chono treasury bills issue chono ngata so matlab ki jese ngata debenture issue cho la share issue cho la bond issue cho la ngata chono so the treasury bills market is a market which deals in treasury bills issued by the central bank for a short period of not more than 365 days. It is a permanent source of funds for the government. Regular treasury bills are sold to the banks and public which are freely transferable. So by you ngata tene deal chokan bo bank sang yono public ang yono ya. You ngata maturity so period po ngata not so maturity not more than 365 days. Somba lo chiginang kwa yu ngata kazugyang mature chachis izugino so somba yu ngata tene government ne ote fi issue chono short term ngata money azuk so liquidity ngata position azuk choches la agwa yeah next ngata tene le commercial bill so third ngata tene short term azuk pa ngata security ozo commercial bill. Commercial bills are important device for providing short-term finance to the trade and industry. Commercial bill market deals in commercial bills issued by firms engaged in business. These bills are generally issued for a period of 3 months. After acceptance, the bill becomes a legal document. Such bills can be transferred from one person to another by endorsement. The holder of the bill can discount the bill in commercial bank for cash. So mata bills of exchange na so bills so yo meta promissory note nang bills of exchange o tenna chukla ta tene I business house gune ata tene yang ata security issue cho short term basis ka kawaze no ata commercial bills so yo ngata macha so dealers po ngata takma he dealers po su ano government nang ata public so sorry government nang ata commercial banks nang ata public po I ngata deal chokan no ata treasury bills he hago somba transferable ino yung ata mi chik nang chika hago ya bank ne ata news tikoni ya bank sel chen to nyan cheno tena chola yang chi ngata commercial bills kan jut ke ka ngata business ngata so house gune ngata business farm gune ngata issue chono so business farm gune so issue chono ngata commercial bill so maturity ngata not more than 3 months so not more than 3 months 90 days ngata so 90 days sinang ko yu mature checheno so so tena ngata bill korang sokla acceptance of testing ne yu ngata legal document ji gurte no ka ngata endorsement ngata ina ngan cheno ya discount chong yan cheno so ina ngata endorsement so endorsement zena ngata mi chik ne yang chi mi ka transfer chuches la zano ya tena chula ya ta discount ya ngata pene ke ospa ko shir na benga kerte ngata discount choste yu khong ya na no kata kazu ngata bills of exchange gun nya na da gwa he ya check gun ngata nya na da gwa yeah next one I know less certificate of deposit kawata cdz thagwa uh, certificate of deposit market deals with certificate of deposit issued by commercial banks. A certificate of deposit is a document of title to a time deposit. The minimum amount of investment should not be less than rupees 1 lakh and in the multiples of 1 lakh thereafter. The maturity period of CDs issued by banks should not be less than 7 days and not more than 1 year. Uh, Provide greater flexibility to an investor in the deployment of their short-term funds. Tying a certificate of deposit there can also document of title to a time deposit. Time deposit जैसे fixed deposit चोस्ते उड़ो सो या recurring deposit चोस्ते उड़ो सो ओते deposit title बिका yang so इजुक्षी issue चोनो yang certificate या document issue चोनो कवाज़े नो certificate of deposit है so issued by commercial banks so yung commercial banks sing issue चोनो so issued by commercial banks so documents so of title to a time deposit you chino document of title to a time deposit so time deposit zinangata FD yodo ya RD yodo te sangmalangata time deposit zano so ote be title zina ownership ngata so ote usimi ka nangta te mi be so tene izuk ngata I commercial banks ne I certificate of deposit ngata issue choste keringa nano hagwa he sumasa I title be kata no ngata time deposit title be ka hagwa sumba yu ngata maturity yono maturity ngata minimum ngata 7 days yono so 7 days so and less than 1 year so 1 year sangata काम आता है योंगो सनो सो मतलब 7 days ने 365 days सपोज आता है so 7 days to 365 ताई योंग आता तेने 1 लेके मल्टीपल्स ना योंगो सो यो डिनोमिनेशन बोलता so आता जैसे डिनोमिनेशन जना पेने आता गिर मोस्ट चुपा रंगापा ग्यापा यो अमिनो ते चलो इना आता पॉसिबल डिनोमिनेशन वो 1 lakh ना आता and multiples so multiples of it 1 lakh yeah 1 lakh 2 lakh 5 lakh 10 lakh 100 so 1 lakh multiples na yo no you so by you ngata tene commercial bank gune issue chano ka issue chano na time deposit title be ka issue chano so by you 7 days ne ngata 1 year supply maturity tene te ngata amount bo ngata multiples of lakhs na ngata yongo sano ya so yeah yang chi ngata commercial papers er kan jiut kam next ngata so for 5 no commercial paper commercial paper refers to unsecured promissory notes issued by credit worthy companies to borrow funds on short term basis issued by unsecured so issued by credit worthy company so khurangbo chinok na unsecured promissory notes ino so khurang ata commercial paper matlab ki meaning bono unsecured promissory notes issued by credit worthy companies to borrow funds on short term basis to borrow funds on short term basis yeah you mata tene unsecured promissory notes ino you he unsecured jana matlab security met kan so जैसे आता unsecured creditors है ना so unsecured promissory notes जिगिनो काउ मता credit worthy companies है ना का companies कुने मता kone tene loan nga ta ne na te o ya chi nga ta izukshik so fund ji boro choste nang te o nga ta loss te tang che se kone so te izukpo surety nang te o nga ta gyala yun na te companies gunla credit worthy companies no so ba o te gune nga ta kaltes kon na short term basis ka shortage of funds chet na tene te fia kone o yu issue chono commercial paper bo kawa nga ta unsecured promissory notes there thagwa commercial papers will be issued in denomination of 5 lakh and or multiples thereof. They are transferable by endorsement and delivery. Maturity period of commercial paper lies between 7 days and 365. Yeah, you angata maturity ngata so yotkya 7 days so to 365 days so then you angata denomination bo so rupees 5 lakhs so and its multiples so 5 lakhs ngata 10 15 20 yongche mena ote ngata multiple na ngata you issue chono so transferable by endorsement and delivery transferable by endorsement zena dakse cholo ta tene so and delivery so endorsement zena yang jimi ka transfer chona te wa endorsement zeno tene delivery zena khoranga ta I paper bo ta sui laga yod na te we ta thore maturity cha zane present chona pene uta no te wa zeno ta delivery he bearer ngata zemna bearer check ya teno chula ta yang chi ta collateral loan zer kan jinga ta yot kya so 6 number 6 ngata collateral loan so collateral zeno ta security search mena ta securities no collateral zena security so yang ta mortgage securities na ta man lo so debenture na ta secure debenture no zena debenture ka security ta company assets yot kya machinery furniture plant yot kya zetna otyo ta collateral yot kya zetna to he this so collateral ote loan market na this market deals with the loans which are backed by collateral securities. Commercial banks provide short-term loans against government securities, shares and debentures of the government. So, you ngata commercial banks. So, banks provide short-term loans. So, commercial banks gunengata short-term so loan ngata short-term na ka lo chi ginang ko ngata ko matured chet hagwa. Hey. So short-term loans against government securities in ro ya mata tene debentures of government so government ngata debenture ya yang government securities issue choste yodna manlo ngela so tene nga thore bank achana nga loan jik tong zena so kwetene nge ote government security document bo security aporano so tene nga loan ta no short term ka nga ta logic na loss te tang hawa ote wa zeno nga ta tene collateral loan zeno so malab security ayang chitong si borte hawa security yang ina nga ta mang chao government securities nga ta boru so sumbayu nga ta tene azugino so yeah you ngata tene types of ngata azuk chilo money market instruments no isamala money market instruments yeah next po ngata capital market meda capital market jana ngata stock exchange kana ngata share ngata deal chat share trading chat teba capital market jano capital market is a market that specializes in trading of long term relatively high risk securities so yeah ina ngata kazugyo anok zena ngata long term securities na tayu logic isang ma kya I kaw ngata capital market na deal chette securities gune ngata maturity period po logic sang ma kya and ngata high risk securities kana risk ang mang pot kya so share ngata yung chimna share gune ngata risk mang po no ya share ya stock exchange na ngata kaltes invest na tena risk mang pot kya so sumsang dang ngata te zemina izuina ji lo webinar na so ngata share market na kaltes invest na goma ma asuk chogo sano ngata mangpo chalak mangpo ta go sano direct invest na ngata los churches shuari no zemino te na risk mangpo te no so a financial asset with a maturity of more than 1 year is a part of capital market. It is a market for long-term capital. The capital market provides long-term debt and equity finance for the government and the corporate sector. Capital market comprises two segments, namely the new issue market and the secondary market. The various constituents of capital market are equity market, debt market, government security market, mutual fund. Each sangma lekin you maturity ngata same ngosano more than 1 year ngosano hawa he sumsa long term meaning bokorano more than 1 year so more than 1 year ngata so maturity yot kane ngata market wazano the securities gunla zano capital market is securities so sumsa te deal chokane market wazano capital market kana ngata tene equity market ut kya so equity market na equity share capital so debt market no debenture ngata so tene ngata government securities market ngata government securities na ayot kya so tena uchula ngata mutual funds ut kya so I sama ngata capital market ngata instruments no I sama e how capital market instruments sama ngata equity debt government securities mutual funds so whose maturity period is more than 1 year how 1 year sangma ayot na teo ngata tene capital market ngata instrument how he ya tene ngata capital market na ngata tene market type nizut kya teo ngata ineka discuss chostan so capital market na ngata nizut kya ngata chikpa ngata primary market zano so ya ngata zano new issue market so yang chikpa ngata secondary market zano ya ngata stock exchange zameda hawa so bayu ngata tsaiki discuss chen so primary market so when a company or corporate body issues securities so issues long term securities so for the first time gumangata first time if yangata so first time ngata issue chosen so it is called it is dealt so in primary market te wata tene karu chano zena primary market ma first time issue chotna hai o company soma jigindo ya soma company jigdo te ko first time issue chodo ya company pa jigindo khwelting ne yang share issue chotna additional so oto goma chap ngata issue chono company first time issue chozane te wa zano primary market na choste no zano so tene testing ne ko so further trading if yang ta tene zuk chono te wa ta zano secondary market zano so yeah next one ata so secondary market lang ata stock exchange sang zano so market ya stock exchange he ya stock exchange na ata trading chola ata izuk chola ata securities kera na ngala listing ata chosa no company o listing chosa no haba company securities pu te stock exchange ka listing chosa no so this thing ne mane tene ina ngata zukchong yana mano lekin teo stock na ngata share ngata debenture ba ta no stock zana teo fully paid hongo so ngata partly paid man lo ngata 10 rupees share issue chos kya kawa 6-7 rupees mane tarung ngata call macho ayot na tene teo listing chos the stock exchange na khere zena nganche mano teo ngana ngala 10 rupees pa pura thop chugo so no haba tene testing na ngata stock exchange la khera no kawa ngata tene sukso stock ka trading chono ngata stock exchange la haba yangi kanesil te koma primary market po sa ikso angi distake ka te kasiltan primary market refers to the sale of shares directly by the company at the time of promotion, and the investors directly buy the shares from the company through application. In this newly formed issued securities are bought or sold in the primary market, the share price will be mostly at par. So masangata simple tena no ngata first time ngata company ji issue chatna tewa ngata tene primary market zera no so hey चाहे को promoters से जोड़ो या investors से directly ngata application ngata so apply choste te ngata company ka ne issue chana haba hence the primary market consists of arrangements facilities the procurement of long term funds by companies by making fresh issue of shares and debentures. Companies make fresh issue of shares and or debentures at their formation stage and if necessary subsequently for expansion of the business. So by yang ata formation yang ata so isuk zane ngata first time company odot zane ngata issue chano so yang ata testing ne expansion of business ipi ata further ngata issue chogos na ko chano teng iska ngata primary market na deal chano haba it usually done through private placement to friends relatives and financial institutions or by making public issue tate vinanga da method tene nangku acha na method ni sote no private placement na public issue hota so kaltes privately kora tene friend na relative kachi ga mane issue cho amet na te ba ngata private placement jano kaltes ngata so whole ngata public ipya ngata advertise chos the issue cho na te ba public issue jano so in any case the companies have to follow a well established legal procedure and involve a number of intermediaries such as underwriters, brokers, etc., who form an integral part of the primary market. So tate na yang ata legal formality mangpot kya nyampo intermediaries mangpo ata ina middleman yot kya kaula ata underwriters ya brokers ya no so yeah next po ata secondary market ya so stock exchange that meda secondary market allows investor to sell securities that are hold or buy existing securities. Here, sale and purchase of securities will take place through the recognized stock exchange. Only authorized persons are allowed to deal in the securities in the secondary market, which are known as brokers. In this, only listed securities will be traded in the stock exchange. So, chikpatangata recognized stock exchange yung gosanok mana. Recognized stock exchange chikangata so trading chet na teo ngata tene so stock po teo ngata secondary market na so te zem so nyampo ina ngata tene authorized ngata so ngata person se through mane nyana met ka ngata broker zem so direct ngata nyana mo broker se through mane ngata ina stock exchange na ngata trading cho nyana mo haba tene nyampo ngata chi chogo no listing securities po ngata listing chogo no so listing of securities so then listing chola yung ata stock na convert chono fully paid ngata yung gosono so in other words the secondary market is known as stock market or stock exchange plays an equally important role in mobilizing long term funds by providing necessary liquidity to holdings in the shares and debentures. It provides a place where these securities can be encashed without any difficulty and delay. It is an organized market where shares and debentures are traded regularly with high degree of transparency and security. In fact, an active secondary market facilitates the growth of primary market as the investors in the primary market are assured of a continuous market for liquidity of their holdings. The major players in the primary market are merchant bankers, mutual funds, financial institutions, and the individual investors, and in the secondary market, you have all these and stock brokers who are members of the stock exchange who facilitate the trading. Sumba stock exchange member yono stock brokers kun hagwa. Sumba secondary market tena ngata primary market ang growth chachu no chezna tena ngata liquidity yo continue lushes la investors kun la secondary market yo teno so nam kwe ngata sell chuen samna sell chuen yana no nam ngata purchase chuen samna purchase chuen yana no shares kun hagwa. Tene ngata tene primary ngata participants kun ngata primary market ena ngata merchant bankers yono mutual funds yono financial institutions yang individuals yono mano individual investors yang stock exchange na te unang nyampo stock brokers yot kya ka ngata members ino ngata stock exchange hagwa. So ine ka ngata diring tene close friend thore ngata ikane next ngata tene yang topic po ngata trading in securities ngata so securities for trading kazu chono ngata so otes ko ngata tene stock exchange malap ki function है process bokau shoot kya te usile na ba o testing ne yang ngata topic chon jite ka yang polus te dupin so ya tending conclude choni na doubt ut na ki je nga whatsapp chose ya ina zo phone taus te tit na kazu tit na so